Hey guys, welcome back. Little long-term recap here. Hopefully you had a good weekend. We're on Monday. Didn't update too much last week. Been busy, but yeah, if you remember, I opened up those call credit spreads on Tesla and KSS. Basically ended last week just risking quite a bit. Well, it was mid to early last week. I got into these plays. And then, yeah, I'll just show you what's going on with Tesla today, man. Holy smokes. Don't ever bet against Tesla. Look at this thing. It's up 42% in a month. Today it's up 7%. So last week, like Tuesday or Wednesday, I opened up a call credit spread on Tesla. It was in this range. So I saw it here, I saw it here, I saw lower highs, lower lows. It's still waiting to be added to the S&P 500. So, yeah, I should have taken that into consideration, and I should have known the rule: never bet against Tesla. Anyways, I saw the 180-day moving average here. I just got too aggressive. I was thinking it's going to come down and bounce off of here, or just come down more. But what I didn't see was it basically was just consolidating to rip higher. So I opened the first call credit spread. I had two of them. No, I opened one here on this day, and then it came down, and I was like, all right, word. And then, or no, actually, I opened it here, the first one. So it was here. I thought it'll probably bounce up a little bit, or maybe it'll just keep coming down. So Goldman Sachs upgraded their price target to 740 or something crazy. Ripped up after hours, and it was here. I'm like, okay, well, I still think it's coming down, because this day, it couldn't break the resistance. And it was still a lower low, either a triple top or whatever you want to call it, or lower lows, lower highs. So I opened up another one. I basically averaged into it because I was down like 40% on it, something. So I received more credit, and then I was in with the collateral. I was up to, I think, $1,000 in collateral. But the credit at that point was pretty good. It was going to be like 500, 600 or something. And then the next day comes out right here, which was Friday, I believe. Is that Friday? Yeah, so Friday here, I'm like, oh boy. Because this was for these two were for expiration of Friday. That was last week. But yeah, because I thought it was still going to come down. And my strikes on those, I think, was 585 or 590 was my low, so I had to come below 590. And then this day it opened up, and it just kind of stayed flat. And I was like, uh-oh. So I had to roll it over or close it for a loss, which I could have done, but I was like, I'm going to try and roll it over. But then I had to roll it over earlier on in the day because Robinhood closes early. They will close out your spreads. So somewhere probably around here, I rolled it over to next week. And when I rolled it over, you have to pick a lower strike. Well, you don't have to pick a lower strike, but basically you have to cover the cost to close it. So it was probably $400 or $500 to close the thing. And then Tesla's ripping up. And then if you look at the hourly on that day, I definitely wouldn't have rolled it over with this big green candle above the 90 or the 9-day moving average. And then it's looking bullish. I'm like, okay, this whole thing's consolidating, but I'd already rolled it over for next week. Sure enough, over the weekend, and now here we are. This thing has gone insane. One of their biggest days. I mean, this is like right up there with some of their biggest days. Market just closed, but they were up 7% today. Wow. I'm kind of, so on this rollover, it's right, so I have a debit spread on it still, and it's still not quite max gain, but it's getting close. But on this thing, so I rolled it over and I had to get a lower strike basically to cover. So now my strikes are 580 and 587.5, which is quite unlikely at this point that it will come. I mean, that'd be almost a crash for Tesla to come down with this much bullish momentum to come back down here by the end of the week. We'll see. I mean, this could just be a big, I don't know. No, it probably won't. Anyways, so with my rollover though, I was curious because my account balance on Robinhood, it's so confusing because it's so simple. That's what's so confusing to me. My account balance shows 24,500. And then this credit spread's down $400 today because Tesla went up. My credit on this is $844, which, okay, I received when I opened this. I closed the last one that expired last week, and I opened this one, which expires on Friday. Today it's down 50% because Tesla ripped. But if I closed this, it cost, about $1,300. I think that's what this is representing, because it'd be 2 contracts at about this average price of 660. So that's what they're getting this from. So would basically the only loss I would have would be the difference in these two, which is 476, because I was credited 844, and then to buy it to close it would be 13. So would I only be down 476 in this play, which doesn't quite make sense to me. Seems like I'd be down more than that. Basically, would my account balance drop from that? That's what I'm like, I don't actually even know, or they don't even know. When I look in here, my options collateral is 2250. So my thinking is I closed the last one, so I've already basically eaten that loss. And then I open this one, and I've only come down $400 on it. My max loss on this one, though, is $1,500, because I had to put another $500 in collateral to open that. So I guess my question is, am I only down $436 presently on this play? So if I close this tomorrow and nothing changes, it'll cost, yeah, $1,320 to close it. And then will my account balance? I think it'll stay the same. I mean, I'll get the $1,500 buying power back, or will this drop then that $1,300? That's what I'm not sure, because I'm like, it's over the week. So here's December 4th, here's Friday. I mean, I closed that one, and we're only down 424 on the week. I don't know. Robinhood makes it so simple. It's so confusing, and I haven't done credit spreads on. Well, actually, I have done one on E-Trade, but not quite like this. But anyways, that's kind of my question for you, chat, if you know. And if you don't, I will experiment and find out. But I'm just curious, if I close this tomorrow for $436 loss, nothing will change on this, because this is reflecting my current balance, I believe. So rolling it over maybe worked out fine. Because this is pretty much the same amount of loss I had on the original credit spread, I believe. And I closed it out for that loss and opened up another one. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused on that play itself. This debit spread, it's a pretty big spread right now, but I set an order to close it for $500 gain. Didn't close. We'll see what happens with that. I did close out of the Blink credit spread just because, partially because this Tesla one's not going to my favor, and I'm like, all right, I want to get out of these. Too aggressive. My long term, I shouldn't be messing with it. And Blink, I was like, okay, looks like a bull flag. This could just be running up with Tesla, and it's quite likely, but I don't know. I looked at this chart, and I'm like, Blink might be one of the winners out of these EV pumps. Not saying it'll hold this, but it kind of held support on the 180, and now it's higher highs, and this is very bullish than a bull flag right here. So I was like, I don't want to mess with this. This thing can jump around a lot, and my strike on it was 30, so it'd have to stay below 30 by 18th, which is next Friday. So it's like it'll probably come up above 30 before next Friday. I don't know if it'll come back down, so I was like, I'll just close it. I still had a profit on it. We had like 40% gain on it, or 30%. It was at like 70 last week. I should have closed it then. And if this Tesla one was working out for us, then I probably would have held the Blink, but I'm like, I don't want two credit spreads going bad, because I've got this KSS also, which was a bit aggressive, that I rolled over last week as well, if you recall. Closed the last one and opened up a new one. So finally, Coles is kind of red today and kind of setting up what might be a bearish. MACD's crossed over. It looks like it's going to hit a top. We've got red candles, big red candles with volume under the 9 moving average. This could be consolidation before it runs again. I don't know. To me, I'll just probably keep rolling this if I have to, because it's still way overbought on the daily. And unlike Tesla, who doesn't really care about that kind of stuff, because it'll just be way overbought and then just keep running up for like 2 weeks after. I don't think KSS is much of a, I don't know, meme stock or a hype stock like Tesla. So, you know, I think this one will work out. Today it kind of started to come down. I'm hoping it just got to come down. Our strikes on it are 37.5, so it's got to come down quite a bit. Honestly, I was pretty aggressive with my open, but it's got to be down here by the end of the week. So I might have to roll this. We'll see. With how quick this ran up, I feel like it might correct pretty quickly going back down, because I think this was just, I think the news on this wasn't news. It was just basically stimulus, or stimulus, and then also the vaccine. So yeah, I mean, it could hold up with that, but if there's any sort of bearish news on either one of those, I think this will tank pretty hard. But we'll see. I'm not down as much on this one. It's $500 credit. I'm only down 14%. And on this one, so if I close it, will I only realize a $70 loss? That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I didn't close Tesla today because I'm like, okay, tomorrow it should correct a little bit. I don't think it's going to keep running tomorrow. I think it'll probably settle and then maybe keep running. But anyways, I was like, I'll wait. But I might just take a loss on the Tesla spread here if it doesn't do something weird with the account balance where it just shoots down, and like then I'm realizing all this loss. That's my biggest concern. Because options collateral is 2250. That's on both plays, I think, total. If I let them both expire worthless, this I think would come down 2250. But yeah, anyways, in the market, it's pretty much just Tesla for my account. Rocket kind of came up for a bit and then went back down. I bought back into Corsair Gaming. I like it for growth. I realize I don't have much growth. It's an IPO, so I can't really wait for it to get really low on the daily RSI. It's just run up since we had this earlier somewhere back here, and I sold it for a gain. Kind of had this big peak. Now it's settled back down. It's 56 on the RSI. Today it ran up a little bit, so I was looking at this and I'm like, this is pretty bullish. I mean, it's not super bullish, but this is a long-term play, so I'm going to scale in. I just bought 10 shares. This is a bull flag to me, so I think it'll probably keep going for now. And then I'll buy more, though, if it keeps coming down. We'll see. I wanted more growth in here. And when I look at my growth, when I look at my watch list or whatever, I look at all these, and they're pretty much all overbought. Not overbought, but above, you know, pretty high on the RSI, high on the year. Just these are all just basically COVID runners, more or less. So yeah, I'm gonna wait. That's why I've been getting all these dividend ones, because they've still been down since COVID, but they've been working out last like month, I'd say. These have been working out for us, like IRM, ABV, ABV, OKO. These have all been working pretty well. So yeah, so I'm kind of wondering about that credit spread. I'm not too certain. T is also up, so this one I sold a covered call on it. Finally, there was enough premium to make it worth it, and this might get exercised. I'm kind of on the fence about getting rid of T and getting into Verizon for the long term. It's like, because HBO Max and then so basically Warner Brothers, they said they were going to release all their movies on HBO Max as well as in the theaters simultaneously. So that's part of the reason, well, AMC at least. That's part of the reason AMC plummeted last week, because basically that gives them no advantage. I mean, I like movie theaters and stuff, but people are trying to catch stuff right away. They might just stay home. So that's pretty bullish for AT&T, and it's kind of run up from that a little bit. But if I look on the weekly here, I'm just like, I don't know. AT&T's been coming down since, well, I guess that's kind of COVID. I don't like AT&T service as far as phones as much, but maybe that doesn't even matter anymore. Their dividends, but definitely it's higher than Verizon. What was I looking at? Maybe it's the daily chart. Yeah, on the daily chart, it's kind of coming down. But I guess that's all since COVID. The weekly chart actually looks pretty positive. No, but then you come back here. I don't know. I think I'll probably still get out of this and get into Verizon. I like their service better. I like their marketing better. Their chart looks more bullish to me. Their yield isn't, or their dividend, yeah, their dividend isn't as good, but I mean, this thing's doing pretty well. So I'll probably still do that. If I get exercise on this call, I'll be fine with that. I got exercised on AAL, so we sold 100 shares of that because our covered call. Yeah, on our blink I closed. Yeah, AAL, like I said, AAL swing trade maybe, but it was up today. I would have made a little more, but not a whole lot. This maybe is a top, I'm not sure. No, it's getting, well, it might be. That's a big tail. It might be getting to kind of a top. If any kind of negative vaccine or stimulus news comes out, all these pre-COVID ones just kind of tank. So, yeah, this is kind of my main thing right now. KSS, not a huge deal. I think that'll be all right, and it's not as big of a, not as far. Tesla just ran up so much today. If it like stayed flat, that'd be one thing, but it just got crazy today, and so I'll probably have to roll that. Yeah, probably have to roll that again or take a loss, and I guess I don't know when this is realized, like on my account balance, because this should already be realized into this. So it was weird because last week on Friday it said this is basically where we were, so 25, and then Friday, this was Friday, it was like, okay, we're down $400 whatever on the day, and then after hours the thing was saying we're down 1200, but the overall balance didn't change. It still said 2460. I'm like, where did they get the 1200 from? And then Monday opens up and it's still, the account balance is still just as high. So I'm like, something weird with the options and the spreads with Robinhood, and it's like not portraying it on here. Because I'm like, yeah, 1200 kind of makes sense. I didn't do the math on it, but it kind of makes sense with that spread going wrong and then me opening up another one. So, yep, that's it. That's where we're at today. Webull. So I opened, this is super annoying. I don't know if other brokers you can do this with or not, but I can't close this. This is a blink put, and I'm not able to close it. This happened long before also. I have a market order to close it at 5 cents. It's just, there's the minimum, or I'm just on market, I'm not even limit. Can't close it. So I need to close this, and then I can change this to a margin account. Hopefully I'll be able to sell puts on there, maybe not. Our E-Trade account is getting there. We have these Arlo shares that went up 3% today, and then we have a covered call in it also that actually gained value also, because when I sold that covered call, Arlo was ripping tons of premium, and I love that strategy. Something's going up crazy on news or whatever. If it's cheap enough, buy 100 shares. Once it seems like it's slowing down, sell that covered call because it's got all the premium. And then even the next day, it kept going up, and the covered call actually gained value also, just because it didn't have the same velocity. So this is an awesome trick. Look, this thing's up 33%. And Arlo has just gone up. Since I bought it, it's just slowed down going up. Because my strike, I mean, if your strike's really close, it's not going to do that. But look, we did it here or here. Yeah, it was here. Bought it, sold a covered call somewhere here for $10 strike, which is way up. And then look, it's staying flat and looking good, and it's even more bullish, and that covered call is gaining value. Or that call is losing value, rather. So that just shows how premium and volatility work. That's it for me, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Sub up, like up, comment down, make your money. Happy money, so stick around. See you tomorrow. Peace out.